Family, what's going on? Really appreciate y'all join me doing this podcast tonight. So we look at this audio as a podcast because it's audio. Okay, right? We look at the audio as a podcast. I'm very thankful for all who could join me because this is just one of those highly educational, or I would say informational, or I would say enlightening. Either one. I think more so enlightening is the better word. This is more of an enlightening podcast, just to open the mind's eye to some reality, some truth, some formalities of how you can manifest this energy in your life. I just want to let y'all get in the room real quick and we can go in. We can start the show. As I was doing my oh, we can't have the sound going off, can we? As I was, sitting here doing some building on my curriculum I'm putting together for this university I'm building, I wanted to, well, actually, building it's complete. So, I just wanted to, as I was going through the material, and now I got years and years and years of material, and I just came across a lot of this material that I could share with you. So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a preview into meditation, the practice that I've been into for now some years, and just the healing powers in it. And so that's why I gave it the title, the art and science of healing meditation. I've heard people say in videos that I've watched in meditation, people that give meditation classes, I've heard people in the audience say, like, how do I know if I'm meditating? How do I know, when to meditate? How do I know what I'm supposed to feel for meditation? And meditation is easily can be kind of explained. But it's kind of like prayer, but instead of praying externally to someone, you're basically praying internally to yourself. Now, that self is not truly in the language we say self in. Okay, this is about to get good, so hold on, family. Let me yeah. You need to be here. Let me get my tea. I gotta be back because this is about to get good. Give me one. Actually, I'll take you with me. I'll take you with me. Let's resume. Okay, so I'm happy. I'm back. So meditation. Get my tea ready so I can talk to y'all. So people ask, how do I know when to meditate? How do I know what I'm supposed to feel when I'm meditating? How do I know what I'm supposed to feel? How do I know, like, if I'm feeling anything, or, what is, like, any results, any answers, anything, any clues, any conclusion I'm supposed to look for in meditation? What is it? Can you explain it? I'm building the curriculum behind it. I built the curriculum behind it, so let me explain some of my findings. When you go into meditation, one of the things to simply feel for, because this is what you're always looking for, right? A feeling, right? You're always looking for a feeling. So let me give you simply that. And then I'll tell you how to go into meditation. One of the things you want to feel for is not a sensation. You see, you're looking for an over exuberant sensation. You understand? And what you want to... Okay. Greetings. I'm back. I don't know what's happening. So And what you want to feel for is, listen to me. See, let me back up. Meditation is like prayer, but in prayer, you're praying externally to something, someone, somebody, whoever. But in prayer, in meditation, you're basically, in prayer, you're talking to someone externally, but in meditation, you're talking to yourself. But talking to yourself is not identified in the language we use the word self. You're actually talking to yourself, though, because there is a inner self. There is a self that is separate from the being that is you. Let me say that one more time. There is a self that is separate from the being that is you. So actually there are two selves. They call it the I and I. They call that the I and I. You understand what I'm saying? Because there is a self that is separated from the being that is you, who I'm speaking to, the conscious that can hear me. But the self the self that is not, the self that is picking up on what I'm dropping right now is going to be the self that is going to deliver this message back to you when you go into meditation. Let me say that again for you. The self that is getting what I'm dropping right now, not the conscious you, not the one listening in right now, not the one that is tuning into this download, to this podcast, but the self that is actually getting this. Because see, this is going to show up in your life, whether you want it to actively or not. You see, it's going to show up whether you want it to actively or not, because you're going to get what you ask for and you're going to get what you don't ask for. And so let's go back into this. And so into meditation right now, I am talking to the self that is picking up what I'm dropping. And that self is going to be the one in meditation, that is going to replay, not my message, but the results of the message I'm dropping. The results. See, the self is going to drop those results. Now, what is the results? The results is going to be answers you search for and you ask for in meditation. The results of, and you're going to say, yeah, you know what? I remember Obeng was saying this. And you're going to see answers that you are searching for, not me, but you are searching for, and answers that are going to come to you, not through my words, but through your conversation with the self. I'm only laying down, what I am doing is laying down the structure right now. I am laying down the outline right now, so that when you do go into meditation, I'm laying down the outline right now. So when you do go into meditation, you remember these kinds of questions you're asking right now, or you're writing down, taking notes on. You're going to remember these kinds of questions, or you're going to be looking to solidify certain things, and you're going to go into meditation and you're going to receive answers from whatever you're writing down, taking notes on, to remember to ask yourself in meditation. You understand? And the healing, listen to me, the healing is going to come. The healing in meditation comes from, I've learned this. I've learned how to manifest healing powers of my body. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. I mean, maybe you would believe me. I don't have no reason to lie to you. But I have not been sick in 3 years. And I say that proudly because it is not through diet. I always talk about this. That you can be a vegan all you want and eat good food and eat the natural food. But if your mind is toxic, that food means nothing to you now. If your mind is toxic, that food means nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And so one must understand that the healing is not going to come from the healing through meditation, or the healing powers. You know, as I was saying, I've not been sick in 3 years, and I equate that to meditation, because that part is mental first. Everything is mental. The world we exist in is mental. We have to overcome and win the battle through the mind first. You know, Joyce Meyer's wrote a book called The Battlefield of the Mind. I haven't really read the book, you know, because I really don't rock with Joyce Myers, but I kind of skimmed through the book and understood what I grabbed the concept of it. But the title itself is The Battlefield of the Mind, because the mind is the front line, is the battlefield that we must face first. We're on the front line of the mind's battlefield. And so when you come into meditation, you have to come in not feeling like you're psychotically going crazy because you feel like you're talking to yourself all the time, and really you're not talking to yourself. You are talking to the self, but not yourself. Yourself is the conscious that's listening right now. But the self, which they call in meditation the I and I, the self is the one who's going to give you this result back, give you those results back, give you those answers back, give you that manifestation. The self is the self that is going to show up when you need it. You know who the self is? I'll tell you who the self is. The self is that one that shows up in that fight or flight moment. You ever be chased by a dog or something like that, and you ran your fastest? You never knew you could run your fastest. You never knew you could run that fast, but when that dog broke out of that fence and started to chase you, who showed up and started to run? Was that the you? No, that was the you did not know was there, but that somebody is there. Let me say that again. That you is the you didn't know was there, but they are there. So how did that you that showed up to run super fast away from a dog, how did that you show up? Because that you is still there. That you is always there. That you has been there. But you don't manifest that you. See, that was a powerful you. When that dog broke out of that fence and you ran your fastest, you never knew you could run before. And you like, whoa, I didn't know I could run so fast. Well, guess what? That is the you that is there. That's the other you. That's the self. Are you understanding? You grasping what I'm giving to you right now? You know, and that is the you that shows up. That is the you that's there, though. It's still there. You understand? And if you choose to go to that you, if you decide every day, if you get up and you decide to go to that you, do you know how much power you could have? Think about the way you ran when you saw that dog broke out the fence and that, you know, that dog started to chase you, and how much power you ran with. Now imagine if you manifested that power every day without having the thought of a dog chasing you, without having to be chased by a dog. Imagine manifesting that power for you every day, living in that power. Well, that's the power I live in every day, because I know that you exist. That's the power I live in every day, because because I go into that you, or that part of me. I go into that self because that self is there. We exclude that self because we don't know that self is there, or we don't talk to that self often, or we don't go to that self because we have no identity to that self. We have no identity. We have no identification to that self. We don't know ourselves exist in that self. We don't know that ourselves exist in that self. But we do. That self exists. And so what we must do is we must escape. This is why I wrote the book, Breaking Out. Escape the fear of failure. Because there is no such thing as failure. You must understand this. There is no such thing as failure. But we equate and we believe in failure because we've been taught that if we don't achieve something, then we have failed. There are no failure. Life, listen to me. The nature of life is not failure. The nature of life, the nature of the world is not, listen, tornadoes, hurricanes, typhoons, cyclones, all these things happen for purpose. It's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing because a typhoon or a cyclone or a hurricane has taken out a community. That's not a bad thing, because the nature of life, The nature of life is to do what? Is to balance itself. And so hurricanes and tornadoes and cyclones and typhoons and fires, all these things are forms of purging. Listen, if you look at the natural world, that is a form of the world purging itself of a sickness to get back to a balanced state. But we would look at a hurricane or certain things like that, and we would see the negative in that because it took out a community. You understand what I'm saying? Because it took out a community. And we call that a negative. We look at that as a negative thing. We think natural disasters are negative things, but these things are purposeful things. These things happen for a purpose and for a reason. It's for a purging. It's for a cleansing. And meditation is just that. The moment the world cleanses, when the world cleanses itself through hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes, it is purging itself of a sickness. You understand what I'm saying? To get back to a balance. And so meditation is the manifestation power of healing the body, bringing the body back to a more natural state, a more balanced state of perfection. You understand what I'm saying? Of perfection. And so we believe in failure. Life doesn't have any life. The natural world does not revolve around failure. There's no failures in the natural world. The natural world doesn't exist. The natural world don't exist for this word called failure. No, everything that happens in the natural world has a designed purpose. It is for reason it happens. And it is for good when it happens. It is always for some purpose, a purpose. And it is to bring the world back to a balance. Astrological shifts happen to bring the universe back into balance with itself. If it didn't, we would be all out of whack right now. If natural disasters didn't happen for balance, we would be all out of whack right now. But these things happen for balance. And so your body, this is why I titled this message, the manifestation, meditations, in the art and science of healing through meditation, keyword being healing. Keyword being healing. Because we lose sight of our true healing. And yes, we can get our healing through nature, actual getting out into the sun and getting more sunlight and getting natural lighting, eating natural food. You understand what I'm saying? Submerging ourselves in salt water. We can, purging ourselves through fire. We can get natural healing through earth and grounding. We can get natural healings, through absorbing the natural world. We can get healing from that. But again, if your mind is toxic, nothing matters anymore then. Because your healing comes through the mind first. Your healing is going to come through the mind. And I'm teaching you right here, right now, that you could be perfect and not always walking in perfection. Like, not always walking in perfection, but you could be perfect. Not always walking in perfection, meaning you will stumble. You will stumble, but it's not failure because you stumble. It is not failure because you stumble. You will stumble, but don't equate stumbling with failing. Equate stumbling with falling. Don't equate stumbling with failing, but equate stumbling with falling. Now, what do you do when you fall? You get back up and you still walk in perfection. You get back up and you still walk in perfection. We can walk in perfection if our minds tune into this understanding that we can control the balanced state of our healing. We have full control over the state of our healing. We have full control over that. And I get bothered when I see people tell me, "Oh, how do you explain this cancer I got then?" And they don't understand. They don't want to understand. They don't want to understand. See, number one, you got cancer, and I can tell you right now how to heal yourself through meditating yourself off of that. But if you got cancer from years of eating sugar, and sugar erodes at the brain, and then next thing you know, I can't give you enough knowledge because it's been happening for years. And you understand what I'm saying? So you eating sugar and stuff, eating in the way of the brain, and next thing you know, you got brain cancer or whatever. But my work and my words won't be able to heal you in time because of years of bad habit. My words ain't going to heal you in time. So a person with cancer listening to me now may say, oh, how you going to tell me to get out? Or meditation is going to take me and this cancer away from me? You understand? And so, but I get like this. But the thing is this. Your doctors tell you get vaccinated. Why? To hedge your bets on not getting sick before, the flu season comes. So that way you got a better chance of not getting the flu. You understand? We don't want to go in talking about vaccinations right now because I've already did a topic on that, and we can talk about that later. But your doctors will say, get this vaccine so that way when flu season comes, you are less likely to catch the flu. Well, this is the same way your mind should be working like this though, where you are always thinking beforehand, always thinking ahead of time. So you can walk in perfection. I haven't been sick in 3 years, and I say that because before I became a vegan, and I never call myself a vegan anyway. I call myself a purist. I like to call myself a purist because I understand that, my healing comes through pure thoughts, not through eating fruits and vegetables. My healing comes through pure thought. And I was always one who was really always a positive person. But when I came into the knowledge of, just having pure thoughts, I call it a diamond mind. No negativity, like a diamond knows no flaws. A diamond knows no flaws. When you have a diamond mind, no negativity. You understand? And when no negativity, I tell people all the time, people bringing, all kind of, negative things my way. I say, I just nicely say, hey, listen, don't bring that negativity stuff in my space. Like, and guess what happens? I don't see negative stuff because I don't pay attention to it. Not that I don't see it on the news. I may see a headline on the news, oh, a bombing happened over in a certain city. You understand what I'm saying? But it never gets into my being. It never enters my vibration because I protected that field. I protected that aura. I protected the aura of my vibration from being able to absorb the shock, being able to absorb the pain of, or being able to absorb the hurt, because I've protected my aura of vibration. Now, one of the true states of I read the study the other day that said there are 9 states of happiness. And one of the 9 states of happiness was compassion. And so you can remove yourself from absorbing shock and absorbing pain and still have compassion. One of the 9 states of happiness is compassion. And so I learned that you can still weep for someone because you're weeping for them, and you're showing compassion for them. It's like how I do every year around this time of February. Like next a couple of weeks, I'll be going to a rally over in the next city to celebrate and commemorate the 5th year of a young man who was that passed, that transition through negligence, police negligence. And I'll be going over there, and I do this every year with the mother who invites me out to come and show up at this rally. And I show up every year out of compassion for her. You understand? And when I see her post online about her son, I don't go into a space of she need to get over that. No. This woman is still, I still feel compassion for her hurt. She's in a place of hurt. And I feel compassion for her out of love for her. Feel me? So our meditation practice can be a practice of perfection. A practice of perfection. And we can heal. Our meditation practice can be a practice of perfection. Learning how to hold on to and see our healing. I'll go back to explaining what meditation is so I can go into teaching you how to meditate. Because a lot of people say, how do I know? The biggest question I always get is, how do I know when I'm meditating? Not me, but them. They ask the question, how do I know when I'm meditating? I'm going to explain that right now as I transition. And so it's like this again. I'm going to explain this one more time. It's like, okay, meditation is like prayer, but instead of externally talking to someone, you're internally talking to yourself. Now, the self is not the person that is consciously listening to my voice right now. The self is the person that's going to show you the results, or the self is the person that's going to give you the answers to what I'm laying down for you right now. When you go in meditation and you asking questions, and this voice that I am using is actually going to be your voice of the self, giving you the answer. So right now, I am not me, not the one you're hearing, but myself. Myself is the one talking to yourself. And those two beings are having a conversation right now. And those two beings are trading information right now. And so when you go into meditation, the information that myself is passing on to yourself is going to be answers that myself have given yourself. I hope y'all following me, because this is good. This is good. I hope y'all following me, because this is good. So when you go into meditation, you are going to be baffled. You are going to have questions. You are going to start asking, like, how do I know when I'm meditating? Da, 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 da. And so it's like I was saying, getting chased by a dog. You never knew how fast you could run until you got chased by a dog. You never knew. I've been bitten by plenty of dogs. I guess I wasn't fast enough. I was a kid though. So, but I've been bitten a few. That's not what I'm trying to say. I've been chased by a few dogs, but even in my older age, my stages, I got chased by a dog or two, and I never knew how fast I could run until then. And I ran my fastest, and I was like, "Yo, where that speed come from?" Well, that was the speed of the self, the being that is inside you, that is still there. You just don't pull on that being. It's kind of like when you go into a supermarket, all of a sudden. Right? All of a sudden, you start to see labels on food, non-GMO, no preservatives. And then you start to ask the reverse question. Well, god dang, what the hell was in my food before if this one has no GMOs in it? You understand what I'm saying? What the hell was in my food before? You see the organic section, you're like, damn, if this is all organic, then what's the rest of the supermarket? If this the only organic section in the supermarket, then I wonder what the hell is the other stuff? You understand what I'm saying? You start to ask the reverse question, like, damn, this the only section organic, so the rest of the stuff in the supermarket is bad then. If there's only one portion of the supermarket organic, then the rest of the supermarket is bad. It's like, well, shoot, you understand? So when you are speaking to that self, or when you are meditating, you understand? That self is the organic self. That self is the natural self. That self is the self that's still there and always there. What happened was you became GMO. I know that was funny. You became GMO. You became genetically modified through information. Straight up. This is facts. And you need to return back to the organic self, the natural self, the real self. And you do that through a practice of meditation so you can heal. So how do you get sick? Well, you're eating everything outside the organic aisle. You're eating everything you're eating everything outside the organic aisle. That's how you get sick. How do you get sick spiritually and spiritually? How do you get sick spiritually? Because you became genetically modified into genetically modified information. And so you've bought into that information and you've adjusted and adapted to that information. Well, I'm teaching you through meditation how to go back to healing yourself through righteous information, through natural information, through organic information. You can go back to healing yourself through these ways, through righteous, natural, organic information. And so in meditation, you understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to shut the world off. You're going to have to shut down your obligations and your deadlines. And understand something I explained the other night in my meditation presentation I gave. One of the things you got to understand is, my divine beloved, okay, is the fact that when you let go of everything, see, what did I say? I say, I try so hard not to have nothing, because in that I realize I have everything. I try my hardest to have nothing, because in that I realize I have everything. And meditation is going to start out. Listen to me, in your meditation sessions, it is going to start out. It is going to start out you shutting the world off. This is the start of it. So let's give you a practice of what I do, and then you can adopt it or you can find your own. And so in meditation, I like to do it two ways. I sit straight up, back straight, head straight, neck and back, spine aligned on the pillow. I sit on the pillow and I just, I go in that way, or I like to lay down on my back and I just stretch, I just lay straight out, arms kind of like in the cross, and, arms laid straight out, and my legs, wide open. And I just lay myself wide open, all the way wide open across the floor. You understand? Kind of like a star. It's like you're looking at a star. You're laying like a star. Okay? And whether you got music going or meditation sounds going or a meditation bell going off or whatever, I would highly suggest that if you're going to do meditation, use the meditation bell, that little meditation gong. Use that gong sound. That definitely helps, induces the the vibration of that meditation gong definitely knocks open the pineal gland. The meditation gong knocks open the vibration from that gong. This is the purpose. This is why you see the Chinese ancient artists in meditation, they use the gong all the time. The gong is purposeful because the gong cracks open that vibration from off the gong cracks open that pineal gland. You can download an app, a meditation gong app, and use that and let it go off every minute through meditation just to kind of keep that pineal gland open. So it permeates, it vibrates, and you can see it. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to show you exactly what happens to me when I'm in meditation. So I'll either lay down or I either sit up, either way. I'll use my sit-up technique because I think my sit-up technique takes me deeper than my lay down technique. I like my sit-up technique. So when I'm sitting up, I like it dark, I like it dark, everything dark. No lighting around, and I set my meditation, the gong off. I go with that and, just let that sound hit, and it opens up the pineal gland. Now, when that vibration knocks on the pineal and opens it up, that second gong, that second sound, for what it does for me, it allows me to escape the world that I'm in and let go of the world that I'm in. And I no longer am the conscious self. Now I am the self, the total self. In meditation, we call this, I've been studying meditation for a while now, and I got many books on it. They call this the I and I. They call this the I and I. So you have the I, which is the conscious self, and then you have the other I that you go into. And that is the I where you are totally removed from the conscious self. You understand? And so I go into the self where I don't exist. The conscious self don't exist anymore. And literally you can feel, two things happen when I'm doing that. One, I don't feel myself sitting there anymore. This is honest to God facts. I don't feel myself sitting there anymore. Number one. Number two, I feel myself in this float type of, way. I'm like floating, but I'm not floating in air, but I can feel myself basically, what is the word? And disappeared, like from the space. I'm not in the space anymore. I've disappeared from the space. And now I'm in this space of the self, where the self is just where you just, there's a book, I forget the author name, but the book is called The Seat of the Soul. The Seat of the Soul. And that's exactly what it is. You feel yourself sitting at the seat of the soul. Okay? It's called the seat, S-E-A-T, seat of the soul. And you go into the seat of the soul, sitting there. And for me, when I'm going there, and that pineal begins to vibrate and it opens, and now you don't exist anymore. And what happens is, this is how you manifest. Let me tell you, you're manifesting the healing power. Now, in manifesting your healing power, what do? You are whole, you are complete, and you are healed in that self where you're at in meditation. You're healed in that self. So that when you come back to the body, guess what? The body is healing. And I say healing, not healed. The body is healing because it's going to take what? You living in the conscious world to keep that self alive, awake, and walking in it. And this is how you manifest your power. As I do, I always talk about manifesting your power. And you're manifesting your power. How do I manifest my power? Because I always walk in the self. Not the conscious self that's hearing me right now, but I walk in the self. I walk in that runner who ran away from that dog that showed up when that dog broke out of the fence. I walk in that person. I walk in that self, and you can do that. You can walk in that self. You can literally walk in that self. And this is why I say there is no failures. There's perfection, because that self is perfect. See, we bought into failure, and we bought into there's no such thing as perfection. Yes, there is. I know that there's a thing of perfection, because I walk in the self of perfection every day, and I don't get sick. I haven't been sick, and I don't get sick 3 years, and I can talk like that because and people say, oh, you speak things and know it. I don't speak nothing into existence. You know why? Because I've controlled my vibration and aura. I've controlled the energy field that I live in. That those words those words fall flat. Once I speak them off my lips, they fall flat. Because my diamond mind doesn't buy into it anymore. I protect it. I protected my diamond mind. I operate with a diamond mind. I operate with a diamond mind. And so the perfect person exists. But we believe in there's no such thing as perfection. We believe in failure. And every time you believe in failure, you're going to get failure. Because what did I say? You get what you ask for, but you get what you don't ask for. And what does that even mean? You get what you don't ask for. Simply because you may not mention the word failure, but because you believe that there's a such thing as failure, failure happens. Because you believe in a such thing as failure, failure happens. You may not be speaking on failure at the moment, but because your mind believes in a such thing as failure, failure comes to you. Because you bought into there's a such thing as failure, but I don't buy into a such thing as failure. So failure doesn't happen to me. You understand? I elevate from everything. I elevate from everything. My stumbling blocks become my stepping stones. You understand what I'm saying? All my stumbling blocks become my stepping stones. I don't allow nothing to keep me down. Nothing should keep you down. Your stumbling blocks should become your stepping stones. It is all going towards your elevation. Even natural disasters as typhoons and hurricanes and cyclones, those are disasters or natural things of elevating the world. Not the people in the world, but the world itself. It is bringing the world into a more perfected balance, a balanced state. Because the world can get out of balance. The world shifts. The world shifts and the world get out of balance. And so it comes back to a balance by purging itself of these things. And you must do the same thing. You must purge yourself. You must purge yourself. You must purge. Okay? You have to purge your mind. And so when you go into the self, listen to me, when you go into the self and you come back into the conscious self, the one that is in meditation, you're sitting there and you leave the conscious self and you go into the self, which is the I and I. We got the I and I, conscious self and the self. And you leave the conscious self to go into the self. Now, when you go into the self, the true being, that self is a perfected being. That self is a perfected being. And so that self enters back into the conscious self, a perfectly whole and complete being with a perfectly whole and complete mind. But what happens? Because you come back into the conscious self, still with a genetically modified, because your living organism called your vessel, your body, still lives in a genetically modified world, and it is still absorbing genetically modified information. You enter back into that vessel, into that spacesuit, absorbing the old information instead of transforming the new information that came to you and allowing that to overtake the spacesuit that you're entering back into, the vessel you're getting back into. And so one of the two's got to happen for balance. The body's got to be balanced. So it's going to ask you, which information will you accept? Are you going to accept the information, the old information of the conscious self, or are you going to accept the new information of the self that you went to in meditation and got that information, which is the words I'm sharing with yourself right now? Myself is sharing these words with yourself. So when you go into meditation, the answers come to you because my true self is giving your true self great information, but more so answers and solutions. And so when you go into meditation, you don't have to ask, how do I know when I'm meditating? You'll know, and the answers will come, and you'll know that those answers couldn't have come from your conscious self, because if they could have, you would have thought it up before you went into meditation. If they could have, you would have thought it up before you went into meditation, but you couldn't have. You had to leave the conscious self to go and get these answers that myself is giving to yourself. But you ain't going to need me to get these answers all the time, and I'm not going to be here to be able to give them to you. You're not going to need me to give you this all the time. You're going to be able to get this lots of times. And a lot of you think that meditation is a practice of just, spiritual spookiness or spiritual just like wackiness, and it's like, who sits there quiet all the time? Like, you think that people sitting there quiet and you think that looks silly. Certain people look at that and be like, that's silly. I'm not going to. No, it's silly because you think that you look like a fool doing it. And the problem is you bought into genetically modified information. You understand? You bought into some information that told you that looks foolish, and that told you that there is no such thing as the self, that told you that there's no such thing as another part of who you are. You understand? But wait a minute, you're a Christian and you believe that you have a spirit body and you believe you're going to go to heaven. So you believe in a spirit body there, but you don't believe in a spirit body in not being a Christian. You don't believe in a spirit body. You don't believe in a self not being a Christian. You don't believe in a self not being a Muslim. You don't believe in a self not being a Mormon. You don't believe in a self not being any type of religious believer. You don't believe in the self. You don't believe in that being. That being exists. That being shows up when that dog jumps out the fence and starts chasing your ass, and you start to run like the Flash, and you didn't know where that speed come from. That self was the self that is in you. But you'll deny that self. You do deny that self. But in meditation, you got that sitting there. Okay, let's go back into it. So you're sitting there and you're listening. And you got the sounds going off if you listening to meditation music, or you listening to a gong go off, whatever may have you. But then that pineal starts to permeate, boom, 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 and starts to vibrate, because that gong is, do you understand we live in a world of vibrations? We live in a world of vibrations. We communicate. Our self communicates from vibration. We're vibrating right now. We're made up of atoms that vibrate. You know what I'm saying? When they broke the atom down, they found that there was nothing there inside the atom. Why? Because it looked like it was something there, but it was just vibrating at such a fast rate of a speed. It looked like it's something there, but when you slow the atom down, and all the way to a complete stop, there's nothing there. You understand? It's just vibration. And we operate like that. And that's exactly who you are. You're that atom that is vibrating at a certain high rate of speed, that when you go into that self, you realize that the conscious self truly don't exist. And so this is why they say we live in a holographic universe. This is why you hear the terms, Dr. Bruce Lipton used this term a lot. The holographic universe. We're projecting ourselves into this world. We're not really in this world. We're not really in this world. Why? Because the self is not in this world. The self is not in this world. The self is in another world. The self lives in another world, a perfect world. But you can bring that self into this world to be a whole, healthy, complete, healed being. But you leave that self for another time, like heaven. You say, oh, I'll go into that self when this body leaves here for heaven. And you know how you get to heaven real fast? You know how you get to heaven real fast? By not tapping into that self. You'll find your way out the door real quick by not tapping into that self. And so because you live in the body, you deteriorate the body faster. Because you live in the body, you erode and deteriorate the body faster. I don't know if y'all even got what I just said right there. I don't even know if y'all are able to grasp what I just said. Let me say that again for y'all. Let me say that again. Because you live in the body deteriorates and erodes a lot faster. Because you rather wait to go to the self that you claim is going to heaven. You rather wait to go to that being when the body leaves here. But you're not even understanding the psychology of what you're doing, the psychology of what I just said, or what you're doing. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me slow it down for you one more time. Because you live in the body, you erode and deteriorate the body faster. Because you would rather wait to live in the self until you feel it's time to go to heaven or wherever you think you're going in the afterworld. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go to, I'm going to heaven or whatever. When I leave here, I'm going to go to heaven. But do you know that you are eroding your body faster? Huh? Because you're physically living in it. It's like driving a car every day. The more you drive a car every day, the more miles you put on it. The more you drive a car every day, the faster you put wear and tear on it. The more you wear shoes every day, the faster you beat those shoes up. The more you drive that car every day, the more you're gonna need to maintenance it. But there's a time where you got to put the car in the garage and let it sit in order to keep it in mint condition. And you drive the car every day, putting miles on the car. You drive the car every day and you put miles on the car. And you beat up the car and you need them. And guess what? That's exactly the way the body is. You live in the body every day because you think the self don't exist. You think the self is only there for when you get to heaven. But the more you keep driving this body, the faster you're putting it into a early cemetery or a grave or whatever. The more you keep living in it, the faster you're going to put it into a grave. This is how it works. This is how it works. Now you must understand. Now in the meditation, you heal yourself through loving yourself. And when you love yourself, you don't have to look for answers, search for things. All these things come to you. Everything comes. You don't have to look or ask or search for things. Everything just comes to you. And it comes to you because you understand that you don't need everything in order to have everything. And when you realize, let me say this again. When I realize, in meditation, you'll realize that, when you escape this world, you're escaping the world of everything, right? Because a rich man who has all the money in the world has everything, yet he has nothing. Why? Because he's always seeking more. The rich man who has all the money in the world has everything, yet he has nothing. He's not satisfied because he's always searching for more. But what happens when you realize, what happens when you say, I don't want nothing at all? I don't want nothing. I seek to have nothing. Then you realize you have everything. And when you realize you have everything, watch this. When you realize you have everything, you realize you live in everything. When you realize you have everything, you realize that you are everything. When you realize you have everything, you realize that the world is full of vibration. The world is full of vibrations. And you who are vibrational, live in a world that is vibrational, you already got everything that you're asking for. You already got everything that you claim to want and have. It's already yours. Because you live in a simultaneous world of vibration. It's you. It's you. You live in a simultaneous world of vibration. You, who being vibrational, live in a world of vibration. You live in you. And therefore you have everything because you are everything. And the moment you realize that you have everything, the moment you realize you have everything, the moment you don't struggle to try and heal, the moment you don't struggle to try and gain, the moment you don't struggle, listen to me, every single time, telling you straight up facts, every single time I'm desiring to do something that I know will fulfill me, I give it to thought, and then I let it go. I don't even care after that. I give it to thought 1 or 2 times. Yo, I want this. I want this. I want this. I want to have that. Boom, boom. I need this in my life. I like that. Or whatever it is. I give it to thought. 1 or 2 times. After that, I let it go. I don't even care about it anymore. Literally, I have detached myself from it. And wouldn't you know, lo and behold, it finds its way in my life. And guess what? At the time, it's supposed to be in my life. That's why I said today, I posted on my wall on Facebook, I said that you don't need to, you don't need to search for your path. You don't need to search for your path. You are already walking. The path that you were supposed to walk is the path that you are on. You don't need to search for what's already there. You don't need to search for what's already there. You're already on your path. It's the only way you're going to get to your destination, believing that you're on your path. Because anything other than that, you're not going to get to your destination. Because you believe you're not on your path or you're searching for it. But you don't have to search for something that's already there. You're already on your path. Your path is the path you're walking right now. Because everything that you have is in your life for the timing it's supposed to be in your life. Whether you asked for it or you didn't ask for it. But I'm teaching you how you can get everything into your life you can intentionally ask for. You can intentionally ask for. Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith said that is called the let go. When you're able to ask for something and say, yo, you give it to thought one time, intention, and then you let it go. You're like, I'm done with it. I don't even care about it anymore. This is why I said, listen, I'll give a person, like, you understand, like, I'll give a person, listen, let me tell you, like, I'm not going to give you too much energy because I can, it's not me. I've just built a diamond mind inside of me where it demands me to let go. It demands me to let go because I have built a diamond mind for myself to where I've built it over years. And it's just a form of protection for me to not allow anything or not allow me to buy into beliefs of failure or beliefs of shortcomings or beliefs of imperfection. So I can keep going, powering through, getting all that I desire. It's like I'm setting you up for your good. Why do you want to dwell on certain things that's going to keep you believing in shortcomings and failures? I don't know. So I'm not going to give a lot of things a lot of energy because my diamond mind says you got to keep powering through because, a diamond is perfect. A diamond is perfect. A diamond don't know any flaws. A diamond is perfect. And so when you create a diamond mind, you create a perfect mind. Through meditation, you can heal the body. Having a perfect mind, believing in the will of perfection, believing in the will of perfection. Going into meditation, you silence the noise around you. Escape from the world that you're in. Because this is a holographic universe. You are projected in this world. You are projected in this world because the self that I'm really talking to don't live in this world but live in another world. And that world is a world of perfection. That world is a world of design. Everything done by design. Everything done by desire and design. That is a world of perfection. And so I don't believe, my diamond mind won't allow me to believe in sickness. I don't believe in sickness. So I'm always healed. Or I'm always good. I'm good. I don't believe in sickness. You understand? And with such a vibe, with such a protected mind. You understand? I can go into certain climates, eat certain foods, and I don't become sick. Because my mind protects my body. I always say that the body is a replica of the mind. I call it the temple of truth. The body is the temple of truth. The body is the temple of what the mind is. It's the temple of the body is the temple of truth. It is a representation of what's truly in your mind. I can look at you and tell you what's going on in your mind. You can look at me and tell me, you can say I got the most, you can say, oh, I think positive all the time. But if I look at you, I could tell there are some things that are not wrong with you, but not right with you. I won't call it wrong, but I would say there are some things not right with you. And you would say, oh, you can't judge me. No, I'm not judging. I'm not judging you. Judge yourself. What do you mean judging you? You've judged yourself. Look at you. You've judged yourself. This is the way you believe. I'm going by your judgment. I'm going by the judgment of yourself. Because this is the way you believe. You may say you got a problem. You may say this is a problem. This is, oh, I was born this way. Let me say this again. The natural world don't understand all of that. The natural world is a perfected world. And it always is going to bring yourself back to balance. And do you know you are a part of that world that can bring yourself back to balance just as well? Balance meaning what? a balanced, healthy state of mind, a balanced, healthy way of eating. Balance everything. You understand? Balance everything. You know, there's a universal law called the law of cause and effect. You understand? There's a universal law called the law of cause and effect. And there is always going to be, you know, an effect behind the cause. This is the cause of what happened. Oh, wow. So you got a problem, huh? What caused that? And you blame what? Outside circumstances? Yeah. You blame what? Being born this way? You blame hereditary? You blame all kinds of other things that is external. But there's a perfect self inside of you. Let me say this. I'm going to say this. Like, there's a perfect self inside of you that you have this imaginatory weight. You say, oh, this is the weight I want to be. And you see that in yourself. You see yourself as that weight. You see it in your mind. And I say, well, why aren't you that? Why aren't you that? You say, oh, I'm working toward it. That's good. You working toward it. But I want you to understand and believe that you can be that. If you have a goal weight in mind, you can be that goal weight you're asking for. You can be that because you hold it in your mind. And I'll tell you something even better. You can be that without going to a gym. You can be that without going to a gym. You don't need a gym to reach that goal weight. You just need a perfected mind. And your mind, and through meditation, manifests this. Your mind manifests this. Because you sit at the seat of the soul, a perfect, healthy being. You say, I am a perfect, I'm this size, and at the seat of the soul, you sit with that weight, that perfect weight that you have desired. But you come back into a body and you are what? You are struggling to drop or gain said weight. Why? It's because you've entered, leaving a perfect state of mind out of meditation, and you enter back into a genetically modified spacesuit, buying into, again, what the two projected eyes see in this world. You enter back into the poisonous world, the world that is genetically modified. And like I said, it's like going into a grocery store and you see an organic section and you ask the reverse question. You're like, hey, we go into a grocery store and we see organic section. First we be like, hey, they got organics here. But then you got to say, wait a minute. If this is the only organic section, then what the hell is the rest of everything else in the store? This is the question you got to ask. It's like, if this is the only organic section in the store, then what the hell is everything else? What have they been feeding us? What have we been eating? And I won't even see me. I don't go there with that. I don't say, what have I been eating? Because I know it has nothing to do with what I've been eating, but everything of what I've been thinking. Me personally, I don't ask what I've been eating. I ask what I've been thinking. What have I been thinking? Like, how did I not know this? How have I not been thinking about this? How come I not thought about that? I ask, what have I been thinking? Because I can eat all the food in the grocery store and still have I can eat all the bad food, all the processed food in the world, and still have a perfected body if my mind is perfected. If my mind is perfected. Your brain sends signals. Your brain is what I call the vault of information. Your brain is the vault of information. It works off memory a whole lot. And so certain sounds bring back memory to you. The sound of a loud bang, it sounds like, it brings the memory of a gun. You understand? Your brain is going to operate off memory. So even, listen to me, even putting your eyes on certain food, your brain is going to receive that information. And guess what? It's going to take that. Your brain is, this is about to get good. I need to, this part right here is good. This is a good part right here. I'm about to break down to you. Listen to this. Your brain is called what I call the vault of information. Just setting your eyes on certain food, your brain receives that. And because your brain works off memory, without you doing it. Your brain itself works off memory. And so your brain is going to look at that food and equate the information that comes from that food and give your body that information. You understand what I'm saying? And your body is going to pick up on that memory from the brain. And you ever hear people say that? I can't even look at a donor or I gain 5 pounds. No, that is actual facts. That is actual facts. When people say that kind of stuff, that's real stuff. People say, oh, I can't even look at a piece of chocolate cake or I'm going to gain 5 or 10 pounds. Yes, that is facts. That is facts. The brain works off of memory, information, the vault of information. So you know it's bad for you when they say non-perishable. Oh my God. No, I need my food to be able to perish. You hear what I'm saying? I need my food to be able to perish. When they say non-perishable food, stay the hell away from it. Non-perishable. No, I don't want the non-perishable. Give me the food that perishes. Because that tells me that food has life. You feel what I'm saying? Like y'all ain't even getting what I'm picking up right now. And so they say, oh, when, hurricane season, get you a lot of non-perishable foods. No, I will not get me a lot of non-perishable foods. I will get me food that perishes. Okay? So here we go. But when I walk into the grocery stores, both organic markets and, non-organic markets, I walk into the non-organic stores and my eyes literally, I don't have to make myself. I don't have to try. I don't have to say to my mind, hey, don't look at this certain food. Don't look at. No, it's because I haven't eaten that way in such a long time. And number one, because the information inside those certain cookies have bad information for my body, my mind don't even turn that way. My mind don't even turn me on to it. I don't even see it. Literally, I physically don't see it. And it's not that I'm trying to not see it. It's just that my eyes are looking for certain things because my mind has a new load of information. Why? Because in meditation, I live from the self, the perfect being. And so I speak to my conscious self. Myself speaks to my conscious self. When you go into this grocery store, you are looking for these things that keeps you a whole, complete, perfected being. And so my perfected self is always looking for what that can make it more perfected, more perfection, give it more perfection to live by. And so my mind never turns my conscious self onto the things that are bad. Why? Because I live and operate and sit from the seat of the soul. And I manifest power from there. So in the grocery store, I can't even recognize the bad foods. Why? Is it because I'm just saying, don't look that way? No, I don't have to do that. I have another load of information. I live from the true self. And so the information that is imputed to my conscious self is different from the information that is imputed from the conscious self to the self. You who are the conscious self, you are so bought into the information that looking at certain foods and you try to fight. Oh, I'm so addicted. I can't help it. I'm just too addicted. And you go into the grocery store and you can't. And you go into the grocery store and you try to avoid walking down certain aisles, but it ain't that you. No, you can't help but walk down that aisle. And you walk down that aisle to try and fight the resistance, and that's the problem. You walk down that aisle trying to fight the resistance. I'm going to go down here, but I'm not going down here. No, you already lying to yourself right there. I'm going to go down here. I ain't going to look at the cookies. No, I'm not going to look at those cookies, but I just got to, something down this aisle. I got to get in the aisle. The aisle says cookies only and all. And you go down you go down the cookie aisle. You like, I'm just going down here to see about these. Oh, I need to see if they got the, the other kind of cookies down this aisle. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're fighting the resistance. Why? Because the information is still the same inside you. And you're living from that space where you're being told, or you're living from that information. And that information that you are receiving every time you go into the grocery store, you can't help but walk down that aisle. The moment you see that food, listen, even though you leave the grocery store not having picked up those cookies or not picked up those Debbie cakes or whatever, you may leave the grocery store and you ain't pick up those Debbie cakes, right? But what happens? You go home thinking about it and you still gain the weight from it. Why? Because the brain works off of memory. The brain is informational. The brain is the vault of information. The brain works off of memory. And so the brain is going to say, oh, you want to think about the Debbie cake? Okay, well, here's 5 pounds. Why? Because the brain understands that when it is receiving those triggers and those signals from eating a little Debbie cake, it sends information to the body and the body reacts. And so guess what? Thinking about a little Debbie cake, the brain is going to remember that. The brain is going to deliver the same information it would if you were eating a Debbie cake. So if you think about a Debbie cake, you might as well go get the Debbie cake. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm being straight up with you. I'm being straight up with you. Okay? Now get into your meditation practice, okay? Get into your meditations. People are like, I don't know what meditation is. Meditation ain't for me. I don't do meditation. I don't know how to meditate. Well, you just got to go in, listen to me, set your mood, set your tune, set your room, set the mood, and just get it right. Get it all right. Get it dark. I like it dark. Some people, I can do it in, light too. But meditation happens in many forms. But I'm not talking about the other forms of meditation. I'm talking about this one form where you're quietly sitting to yourself, your silence. You separate your mind from the physical world. And we can do it right now. So here's what we'll do. I'll do it for you. I want you to go with me. Go with me. Go deep with me. Let me see what I got here. Okay, good. I got time. I got enough battery. Okay, so if you're home, I know it's late. This is why I like doing this late, because I know some of you should be home during this hour. But if you're home right now, if you're at work, I'm sorry for you. If you're home right now, if you're at work, you can do this at your desk or whatever. Go ahead and do it. But if you're home right now, I'm going to leave you with something positive. I'm going to give you this. Keep it positive at the end. When you're in bed, I would ask that if you're in bed, lay all the way out. Stretch out. Stretch all the way out. Stretch yourself. All the way out. Legs, arms open wide. Put your hands face up. Let your hands lay on the bed, or on the ground if you're on the ground. I like the ground. Put a pillow under your head if you want, but I like laying on the ground. Let your palms be, face your hands, palms open. Back of the hand should be on the bed or on the floor or on the mat. If you're sitting up, sitting up. You can sit up. You can cross your legs. You don't have to cross your legs. You can. If you're sitting up in a chair, you could just sit there straight. Okay, feet evenly apart, together or evenly apart. Hands on your knees, palms up, facing upward. Now, I would like for you to create the circle of energy, which is the middle finger touching the thumb. Bring the middle finger and the thumb together. Bring those two together, the middle finger and the thumb, which is a circle of energy. Create that energy, right? Because energy is cyclical. Or cyclical, is that the word? Cyclical or secular, it's like a circle. It's like trying to say a circle. Energy works like a circle, you know, it's circular. I think that's the word, circular. Okay? So you create the circular energy with your fingers, thumb and your middle finger together. Now you just want to listen to me. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to just listen to me. I'm going to help you out here. Meditation is really made simple and easy. Okay? So, breathe in through your nose. A deep inhale. You should feel cool air going through your nose. Breathe a deep, deep, deep breath through your nose. Feel cool air on the walls of your nostril. Release. It should be warm air coming out through your nostrils. You should feel that warm air on the walls of your nostril. Now, what meditation is, or what meditation is for, it's for the feeling. This is how you leave the body. They call this body scan. You leave the body through a body scan. So I'm going to take you through a normal body scan. Okay? I want you to leave the body, but you're going to leave the body through listening to me doing a body scan. And next thing you know, you're not even going to be, by the time you get to your toes, you're not even going to be able to feeling your toes. Why? Because you have already drifted. You have already left the body. So I'm going to start from the top of your head. So now in meditation, breathing in the nose. Why do we breathe in the nose? Why do we breathe in the nose? Why? Because the brain needs oxygen. And every time you breathe in the nose, listen to me, every time you breathe in through the nose, you're breathing in positive information. The brain needs oxygen to live. And when you are breathing in oxygen, you are also telling yourself positive things to receive to the brain. And when you exhale, you're exhaling negative things that you've been told yourself. So do that first. Let's breathe in through the nose. A deep breath, and you're just breathing positive. I am powerful. I am love. Breathe in through the nose. I am all. I am everything. I am capable. I am perfect. Breathe out the nose. Old habits I don't need. Old habits you don't want. Negative thinking. Like gossip. You don't gossip. So you release, I don't gossip. I don't talk bad about people. I don't lie to people. I don't hurt people. I don't misuse people. Things that you may used to do or things you may used to be tied to. Things that you were blamed and accused of and never saw it inside yourself until now. Release those negative thoughts or things that people told you weren't good enough for. Release that. One more time through the nose, breathe in positivity. You want to breathe in and tell the brain new information. You want to reprogram the brain, new information. So you're reprogramming the brain. Through the breathing in the nostrils, you're sending up new oxygen. with new thought, reprogramming the brain. I am good enough for this relationship. I am a happy being. I am content with my life. I am rich in abundance, abundantly rich. I'm already successful. What am I talking about? I'm already successful. I'm already enough. I am who I want to be. I have the desire of my heart. And you're releasing negative thought, negative energy. I'm not a failure. It's not my fault. I'm not guilty of that. I'm not the one to blame. Now I'm going to walk you through a body scan. Still sitting there, if you're sitting up or you're laying down, what you want to do is you want to follow the words of my voice. Keep breathing, always breathing in through the nose, out the nose. Keep breathing in through the nose, out the nose. But now you're listening to my voice. So from the top, we're going to feel the top crown of our head. I want you to feel the crown of your head. Not with your hands, but you're just going to feel. Entering into that space. Enter into the space of your head. Feel the crown, the top of your head. We're going to go in and through the body. We're going to go through the body. Feel the crown in the top of your head. Feel the crown in the top of your head. Work your way down through the front. We're going to go to the forehead. Now you feel the forehead. Feel yourself inside the space of your forehead. Feel how soft your forehead is. Feel your eyebrows. Feel your eyes, your eyeballs. Feel your eyelids. Feel the back of your eyelids. Look at the back of your eyelids. Look at the front of your eyelids. See the front of your eyelids. Feel the front of your eyelids. Feel the bridge of your nose. Enter into the space of the bridge of your nose. Feel the roundness of your nose. Feel the top of your lip. Feel your top lip. Feel your bottom lip. Together with both your lips, you feel. Unclench your jaw, because I know it's clenched. Unclench your teeth, because I know it's clenched. It's a habit of mine. Just release your teeth from being together. Release your jaw from being tight and clenched. And just relax. Sink into the body. Sink into the body through your breathing. You're sinking into the body. You're sinking, relaxing, letting go. You're going to re-enter the body. This is how you re-enter the self. You're re-entering the self. Now, keep going. You feel the tongue. We're in the tongue. We're in your mouth. Feel the tongue. Feel the roof of your mouth. Not with your tongue. You just feel the roof of your mouth. You enter in that space, feeling the roof of your mouth. Feel it inside your cheeks. Come outside, feel the outside of your cheeks. Feel your smile. You feel your smile? I feel your smile. I feel your smile. Feel your smile. Your beautiful smile. I feel your beautiful smile. You all have beautiful smiles. I love your smiles. You're really beautiful. I see your eyes glowing. Okay? Now you feel the jaw. Feel that jaw. Feel how strong your jaw is. Feel how strong your jaw is. Feel the outside of your jaw. Enter into the space. You don't touch no hands, no move, don't move anything. Just feel by entering into that self. We're getting back into the self. We're re-entering into the self. I want you to become the self. I want you to become that being. So when I'm done, you leave not having left the self. Now you're feeling your jaw. You're feeling your jaw, you're feeling your chin, you're feeling under your chin. You're feeling under your chin. Now you're feeling around your chin. Let's go up to the ears, huh? Let's feel the left ear. Let's feel the left ear by itself. Feel the left ear. Feel the left ear lobe. Feel the inside of the ear. Come out. Get out. Get out of that ear. It's up with me. Let me stand there. I need to stand there. I'm standing here. Everybody else gotta go. Everybody else out. Come on. Stay with me. Stay with me. Enter back into the space. Enter back into the self. Silence. Quiet. Go around your chin. Feel your right ear. Feel your earlobe. Feel the back of your ear. Go inside your right ear. Come out of your right ear. Go down your chin to the front of your neck. Feel your throat. Go inside. Feel the inside of your throat. Feel your inside of your throat. Work your way down. Work your way down the throat. Work your way down the neck. Feel your neck. Feel yourself going down your neck. Keep going down your neck. Keep going down your neck, going down your neck. Pay no mind to any outside noise. Pay no mind to any outside noise. Stay there. Just stay there in the self. Stay in the self. You're on your neck now. You're on the front of your neck now. We're going down to your chest. We're feeling the chest. And we're going to feel our left pectoral, our left breast, our left pectoral. Feel your right pectoral or your right breast. Come to the center of your solar plex. Come to the solar chakra. Enter the solar chakra, the center of your chest. Feel the center. Now stay right there for me. Take a big, long, deep inhale through the nose. Breath into the solar chakra. I want you to take a deep inhale and let it stop at the solar. Let it stop at the solar plex of your chest. Ready? Take one right now. A deep inhale. Slowly release. Slowly release. Do it one more time. Do it again. Ready? Deep inhale to the solar chakra. Hold it. Release it slow. If you have not already, left the physical realm by this time, keep listening to me, but I know in this moment some of you may have left the physical realm. So we're going to keep going. The solar chakra is the solar system. So when you hold the breath inside the solar chakra, you enter into space. You enter into that cosmic energy that is inside you, that universal energy, and you leave right there. That's where you leave at, in the solar. You hold the breath in the solar and you leave in the solar and you enter into that universal cosmic energy that is you. And you become empty, you become devoid. You become devoid. Now you keep going. Let's keep feeling. Let's go down our left arm. Let's feel our right shoulder, our left shoulder. Let's feel our left shoulder. Going down the left side, we feel the left shoulder. We feel the left bicep. Feel the left elbow. The left forearm. Feel the left wrist. Feel all around the left wrist. Feel the top of the left wrist. Feel the back of the left wrist. Go inside your palm, feel your palm. Feel the ring of the circle of energy. Feel the energy inside the circle. Feel the electricity inside the circle. Feel your pinky finger, your ring finger, your middle finger, your left finger, your left thumb. Let's come back up the left arm, the left side, touching the forearm, the elbow, the bicep, the left shoulder. And we're gonna go over to the right. Feel the right shoulder. Feel the right bicep. Feel the right elbow. Feel the right forearm. Feel the right wrist. Feel the front of the right wrist. Feel the back of the right wrist. Feel inside the palm of the right hand. Circulate the palm of your right hand right now. Feel yourself dancing around the palm of your right hand. Feel the center. Feel the very center of your right hand. There's a lot of energy inside the center of your palm. Feel the center palm of your right hand. Hands are used for healing. There's a lot of energy in your hands. Feel the center of your right palm. Feel the energy dance inside that energy. Now you feel the right pinky. Feel the right ring finger. The right middle finger. The right index finger. The right thumb. Come back to the wrist. Circle around to the front of the wrist where the side of the palm is. Come up your forearm, same side. Up your bicep. Up your shoulder. Back to the center of your torso. Your neck area, down your chest area. Through the solar plex, we're going to feel the stomach. And at this moment, you just want to stop for a second right here and just go into breathing, exhalation. This is a meditation practice. Exhaling, learning how to exhale, learning how to get in tune with the rhythm of your breath. Feel your stomach. Now I want you to breathe. Because if you notice, maybe you may have noticed your stomach was tense, your stomach was tight, like you were trying to make a six-pack. But you shot breathe like that. So we must relax. Let go right now, everything. Just relax. Now breathe normal. Get back in tune with that breath. You don't have to have a controlled breathing where it's designed and you're always trying to control it, but you want to have a normal breathing pattern. A lot of our anxiety comes from our stomach area. Get tensed up in the stomach area. So we want to be loose, we want to be free, we want to release in our stomach. Breathing normal again. Feel your breath. Feel the rhythm of it. Go back to that. Now, work around your waist. Your hips. Feel your hips. Feel your pelvic area. Feel the left thigh. Go around the left thigh to the back of the left thigh. Go down the back of the left thigh to the back of the knee. Come to the front of the knee. Go back around to the back of the knee. Come back around to the front of the knee. Work down the front of the knee to the shin. Feel around the calf of the left calf, the ankle, the heel, the sole of your foot, the top of your foot, your left big toe, your second toe, your third toe, your fourth toe, and your fifth toe. Come back to the top of your left foot, back up your left shin, left knee, left thigh, left hip, to the pelvic area, and we're going to shift down to the root chakra area. And we're going to heal that area with a lot of energy, focus in that area. We're just going to heal those organs, those glands down there. Heal those glands by giving yourself energy, good energy, positive energy in that area, loving energy in that area. Balance yourself through this root chakra and just hold a lot of space for yourself down there in that area, because that's where your healing is at. That's where a lot of your healing is going to begin at. For women, it is that area for the womb, the entry of the womb. It is for the men, the entry of his strength, his vitality, his energy is the root chakra area, is the entry of his strength, his vitality, his potency, his power is all in that area. Down there in the root, past the pelvic. For men, it is strategic. You heal yourself in that area so you can become stronger men, warriors, loving men, fathers, husbands. Now let's leave that area. I know you want to stay, but we got to go on. If you want to stay longer, you can go back later. Let's leave and go out of that area and come down the right thigh now. We're on the right thigh. Keep breathing. Keep remembering to breathe. And now you're on the right thigh, front of the right thigh. Around the back of the right thigh. Down the right thigh to the back of the right knee. To the front of the knee. Around to the back of the knee again. Down the calf. Around the shin to the front. Feel the top of your feet enter that space. Feel your ankle, your heel, the sole of your right foot, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, back to the top of your foot. Back around to the ankle, up the back side of your right calf, your right knee, your right thigh. Now you feel your right butt cheek. This is healing. You need healing all in your body, everywhere. It has to be in every part of your body. Now over to the left cheek. Up the small of your back. Now feel your spine all the way up. Stretch your whole spine. Feel it. All of your nerves, your arteries, your veins, all run off of the spine. Healing is in the spine. Heal the spine, feel the spine, work up the middle of your back, heal your back, put energy in your middle of your back, up the front part of your back, the top part of your back, I'm sorry. Massage your shoulders, come back to the top of your shoulders, your neck area, your trap area. They call that area the traps because that's where a lot of energy gets trapped at. A lot of energy gets trapped in your traps, so you must relax and massage that area. Loosen your neck. Loosen your neck. Feel your neck. Now, enter back into your head, back into your face, that space. Slowly come back into your body. Slowly open your eyes. Open your eyes. The room feels different. Doing a body scan, a full body scan. There are other reasons and methods to just meditating without having to do a body scan. But that's just a simple way of getting into meditation so that you could leave the body and go into the void, the self, enter into that space of the self. So what you want to do is, if you don't know how to do anything else, simply to enter back into that space, we'll start out by doing that. That's a simple guided method of meditation called body scan. If you do that, then you'll start to introduce to some more methods that you could use meditation for, and you don't need to do body scans. You can just go into meditation to manifest a desire of yours. You can go into meditation to manifest a healthy body or a healthy mind or a healthy relationship or a job if you're looking for that. Anything. You could just go into that space and get that out of there and remain in that self that when you walk into that interview, you walk into that interview, not the being, not the conscious being, but the perfected self. And so you are projecting before that man or woman who's I hope you share it, use it, record it, rewind it back, and just don't worry, it'll be on my channel, Eco Warriors TV, on YouTube, Eco Warriors TV. This is the way of the enlightened warrior. You know, I think I'm gonna name this podcast that, Way of the Enlightened Warrior, because it's just got a nice ring to it. I believe that we're all warriors in our own way, men and women. We are warriors on our journey, going to a place of trying to reach that place of enlightenment. 2 years ago, I said, 2017, I said that I was going to be in search of nirvana. I remember using that word, nirvana. I said, I'm going on a journey to search for nirvana. And that is just the height of spiritual enlightenment. And that's what I did, and I'm still doing it. I'm seeking it. I'm searching it. I'm finding it. I'm going there. I'm still on my spiritual journey. It's a beautiful journey of awakening. It's a beautiful journey of coming into the self, the being, the knowing, the knowledge of how I can manifest power without needing any outside entity to do it. Because guess what? Going within is the way out. Now, I always want to end my show like this by saying this. I love you. I love me. I love us. I want us to be strong beings. And I'm going to be teaching this in my new found university that I just completed. My new university. I've been working on it for almost 2 years. Literally, I have. This is a beautiful thing. Obeng University. You can join. It's not an online university, but you can inbox me or you can email ObengUniversity@gmail.com. OBENG, ObengUniversity@gmail.com. And you can just email that email if you want to learn how to become a student of mine. It's not an online thing. But you can find out all that information just by emailing me at Obeng, OBENG, university@gmail.com and get more information. The university is now open for enrollment, and I just want to say I'm thankful for my beloved beings here, my divine beloveds, all of you. Again, share this message. Visit Eco Warriors TV on YouTube, and yeah, just become warriors of the highly enlightened self, that self that you were just in. I'm glad that I got to share that moment with you and be able to do that. Next time I'll have music, if that helps, or if that helps, I'll have something to help induce it even better. Make it just enhances it. That's all. I think my voice was enough, but I'm thankful that you were here with me. I love you. I love me. I love us. Okay? Peace.